So I'm Detective Joe Maccaquano with the Hopewell Township Police Department. First off, coming from a stranger, I don't know if it means anything, but so your bravery to come here today and your courage to speak in front of people about this, I commend that. I really do. We've come to the realization that this is not just a law enforcement problem. It barely is, in my opinion. It's not just a school problem. It's not just our community problem. It's a state problem and a national problem. And it's a problem that strikes me very, very close to home. So I try not to think about that while I'm speaking in public, because I will get upset thinking about that. But so law enforcement is a cog in the wheel, and I think we're seeing that we just need to handle this as a community as a whole in every single way, whether it is our school district or our hospitals or our police department or your neighbor. You just need help. So law enforcement has a three-pronged strategy for this problem. The third is something you touched on, which was Narcan. For those that don't know what that is a medication that we carry in every police car here and mostly in all of the state of New Jersey. Something they carry in ambulances, something we have here at the high school. And that what it does is it does reverse the effects of a heroin overdose or an opioid overdose most of the time. There are circumstances where that doesn't happen. It essentially, when you take an opiate, it attaches to your opiate receptors in your brain. This medication will detach that, and you go into like a withdrawal. It takes that away, and it's a great tool, and we use it often. The second part is, at least for here, it's called the Hopewell C.A.R.E program. For those of you that don't know what that is, this is a seismic shift in what we've done in law enforcement. It used to be that we would arrest people for heroin or drugs, and then they get locked away, they come out, and it's an endless cycle. We arrest them again, and they go back away. We did nothing to help the problem there. What we do now is if we're in contact with somebody who we feel is addicted, has a problem, if we have that inclination, we're able to put them directly in contact with people like this who are from the recovery advocates. We're able to get them a recovery coach and into a rehab facility normally within 24 hours. That was unheard of not too long ago. That has to be voluntary. And normally when we call these people out, they're really, really good at their jobs. They can relate to them. Nobody's going to listen to a police officer if you're an addict. You don't want to hear what I have to say. So people like that can relate to them. I have faith that they can do it, have done it, have seen it happen. And we can get them into a rehab in what they call that window of opportunity. Usually if you're arrested or Narcan, that's it. Like then we have to have you at that moment and get you there. There is no call me back tomorrow, right? We got to get you there then. At the very minimum, if these people don't want the help, we give them what's called a START packet, and inside that is all resources that they can contact at any time to get help. I prefer the first way. Usually you give them a packet and they're not going to get the help. The first part of the problem, and the most important part of the problem, I should say, I'm the school liaison for this district. So anything that's police related, any training that needs to be done here, or classes that are done, I do them, and I teach the kids of this community about things like this. And education or outreach programs to educate people are very effective, I think, early on. I started this year a program called Not Even Once, which was created in Manchester Township in Ocean County, where you're seeing a massive epidemic. That's where I'm from. I know what goes on there. So this is a high school age appropriate opiate awareness program that was put together. Not Even Once to me, when I first went to this training for this, sounds like Just Say No, which is like, how simple is that answer? It doesn't even make sense. But what that title came from was when you hear addicts that we see every day or users, I wish I hadn't tried opiates not even once. That's where that came from. This is taught in a very intelligent and progressive way that I was sold on immediately. We basically the first day of that program, 6 days total, I teach from a PowerPoint on real information, real facts, and I'm very, very honest with them. And I talk to them like they're adults, as that's what they are, about what opiates are, about what opioids are, and how fast addiction can happen. The second and third day are live presenters, which are even more effective than when I talk, because again, kids sort of listen to me, but not really. We had, on the second day, a friend of mine who, I don't want to talk about him, but he came and talked to our kids. So that was good. They took a lot from that. And the third day, Alicia came, which was awesome. So what I wanted out of this program was for kids, one, to be knowledgeable and to learn something, which they did. I gave them a questionnaire the first day, and I was shocked by what they didn't know. Our kids are pretty educated here, and they were not aware of a lot of it. So they learned a lot. And secondly, it was if there was a kid that was having a problem, that they may come forward, or if they knew somebody that had a problem, they would come forward. I didn't know if that would happen, especially they would come to me, obviously. But I will tell you, if you were in doubt about what's here, they did come forward. Some kids cried. Some kids walked out of class to collect themselves. Some kids came up to me and asked, like, what should I do if my friend's using? They talked to Alicia today about what they should do, or they talked to my friend and asked him what he would do in that situation, what would get through to him. So if you're asking if it's here, it is here. And in particular, it's here in pills, definitely. Our kids here use Xanax, they use Oxys, that's what they do. They drink like almost every high school kid does. They smoke weed like almost every high school kid does. And if you think you're immune to it because they're being accepted to some fancy college, that's not the truth. So they're able to, the cool thing of what I understand of our school district is I can handle my drugs on the weekends and maintain my grade point average during the week. So that is the truth. It was really successful, very happy with it, very happy that the kids that did come forward. But that's what we do need more conversation and more people that are brave enough like you to come forward and talk. So I thank you guys for doing that, and I think you opened a few eyes here today. So thank you.